Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Danny, otherwise known as the Glittered Rose, here on YouTube, but also Instagram. I'm so excited. I just got myself a set of acrylic markers by Ohuhu. They're only new, so I was really excited when I saw that Ohuhu had put out an alternative to Posca pens, acrylic paint pens. Um, So I thought I would unbox them here. Well, I've actually already had a look and swatched them just for just to make it a bit quicker. And yeah, we'll have a look and see what we think. So straight up, you get 30 pens, and they come in this gorgeous case, which I think is really handy. And it's all zipped up and nice and secure. There's a slot for every pen. You also get your swatch pages, but also some extra nibs and information packet, which I think's fantastic. For people who are new here, I like to look at cheaper alternatives because anyone who makes cards or does mixed media knows that we have a lot of supplies and a lot of the time they are very expensive. So I currently have a large set of Ohuhu alcohol markers. I adore them. I genuinely think that they're better than Copics. So when I saw that these were available, I had to grab them. So in the pack of 30, you get some neons, which when I saw that, I thought, gosh, we're not in that 1980s anymore. But they're actually lovely colors. So you get five neons, and I think there's about 10 um, metallics. A Around about that number, and then the rest are normal colors. So there's a really great broad range of colors you get on them, which I think is fantastic. They come with two different nibs. There's a thick, and then this one's the fine, and they're lovely. So you can see on my swatch cards, I've got some wavy lines. The first is in the thick nib, and then in the finer nib. So just watching them, I can tell that they're lovely pigmented paint pens. I like how fluid they are. They're not too runny, they're not too thick. They're very similar to Poscas. And I'm going to grab out some Poscas just so that we can do a bit of comparison. Because what would the video be if we weren't comparing them to they're probably their biggest competitor. So to start with, I'm going to grab some white and black cardstock, and I'll grab yellow because I've got a similar yellow. So this is a 3M Posca, and I think the tip should be fairly comparable to the Ohuhu marker. So just draw the line. Okay, so straight up, the Ohuhu is slightly thinner than the 3M Posca, but I think they're comparable. And then I'm going to draw the line on black just to see how the color varies. And straight up, I can see that um, the it surprises me, but there is more pigment in the Ohuhu marker. It's definitely brighter and just looks more even when the line goes down. I found that interesting because I thought maybe the Posca would be more pigmented, but doesn't seem like it. So off camera, I also tested the blue and similar results to the yellow. I find that the Ohuhu is a little bit more even in colour. So the 5M Posca width is very similar to the um, thick nib on the Ohuhu. But as you can see with these whites up here, there's a huge variation between the fine and thicker line. I think it's lovely. But I'm really surprised at how even the pigments are with the Ohuhus. A trick that I love doing with my Posca is paint splatter. So it's important to me to know if these Ohuhus can do it. So let's give it a try. So I just bang the pen with a heavy brush, and perfect. It works just as well as a Posca. I'm going to see if I can get smaller splatters on the smaller end. And yes, I can. Oh, that's fantastic. So that's another tick for Ohuhus. All right, let's try one more thing. I want to the try it on a piece of work, and I think it's going to be so handy that I've got the two different tip sizes on the one pen. Means I don't have to go searching for my other pen, and that works really well. I'm really happy with that. I'm going to let that dry and see how bright it looks after it's dried, because I have to say sometimes with the Poscas, they sink into the cardstock no matter how much you shake up the pigment. They can still really sort of dilute into your work after they've been put on. So that's another important test that I want to try. I'm so happy with this. Like I think I paid a little bit less than 40, but the usual price is 47. And for you to get so many different pens, it's just incredible. I pay upwards of $5, $6 per Posca, and I did my maths, full price. These come out at under $1.60 each. You get dual tips that you don't get on your Poscas, and I just think that they are so much more versatile, and the colors are fantastic. You don't have to stand there choosing a variety. They're already done, and I'm not sure if it's missing any colors that I really can see wanting. I think that they're incredible. Keep in mind that with all my videos, I purchase things out of my own money. I don't get sent things, so everything that I say is my own personal opinion. I'm not trying to sell you anything, you know. I'm just sharing a great product that I'm passionate about because I'm sure it might help somebody else out there. All right, let's have a look at how that yellow dried. Oh, it's so bright. That looks really nice. I hope that the camera can pick that up. But to my eye, it hasn't dried down any duller. I'm just going to try and show you. The yellow there was a Posca pen, and you can see how that's not very bright. It's sunken into the paper and done what Poscas have a tendency to do. And I have a feeling that these Ohuhus are just going to stay nice and vibrant, which is, that's a win in my books. I will pop a link in my description box for where you can grab them from Amazon.com and Amazon.com.au. But if you do decide to purchase them and you use my link, I will get a very small commission, but it's at no extra cost to you. So I'd really appreciate it if you can use it, if you use my link. I already think Ohuhu's fantastic. Their alcohol markers are just spot on. So I'm really happy to see that they've backed it up again with these paint pens, acrylic paint pens. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. Let me know down below what you think, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Till next time. Thanks, guys.